Good morning and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Gracie Fusco. Now it's a special Monday. It's October 21st and we're joined by meteorologist Hannah Ronner, and this is your first official day as the weekday morning meteorologist. You're making your debut. How does it feel?
It feels pretty exciting. Thankfully, I'm kind of wide awake. Now we're on coffee number 2. I made you one upstairs.
She did make me a coffee.
It's very sweet. That's the only way
Lots of sugar.
That's the only way that I can drink it. But we're going to be doing great. I think we have a lot of energy. We've got it down pat all week. We're going to see what I look like on Friday.
We're excited to have you. Now, what's the weather going to look like this week?
Well, it's pretty easy. So thankfully, my job is not very hard. And honestly, we haven't had rain in 3 weeks. So that means life has been pretty much uneventful here in the Carolinas. The tropics have been a little bit on the active side. We had 2 new tropical storms named this weekend. We only have 1 left. We'll have the details on Oscar coming up in the show. But just know that the Carolinas are currently dry, a little bit of rain offshore, but overall not much for today. It is going to be a cool but dry start. Most of us are beginning in the 40s, still 37 currently in King Street. It's 56 right now in Myrtle Beach. The PD is off to a similar start compared to yesterday. The biggest difference, Myrtle Beach is 4 degrees warmer, Marion is 4 degrees cooler. But still a beautiful day to get out and enjoy it. Biking, dog walking, even hanging out at the beach for a little bit. The water's a little bit cold, but regardless, soak up the sun. By lunchtime, low 70s.
Injury Lawyers.
5:30 on your Monday morning, and we're off to a great start. Cool in some locations, of course. It's the middle of October, of course, definitely in the fall season now. So we can't be too surprised when we have to bundle up walking out the door in the morning, but we are going to be shedding those layers very quickly throughout this afternoon. We'll be in the mid and upper 70s, even 80s before we get a cool down late in the week on Friday. Radar and satellite for the southeast is looking good. We can see a little bit of some shower activity a couple hundred miles away from the coast. No thunderstorms, but there is some moisture around. It's just not over land here in the Carolinas. Radar has been perfectly dry for the past 3 hours. Temperatures right now much warmer at the coast. We actually have quite a spread. Georgetown's at 50, Myrtle Beach is at 58, and then heading inland, 37 right now in King Street, nearly 50 in Florence. So a little bit all over the place in terms of your temperatures, but still cool nonetheless. Pretty similar to what we had at this time yesterday, just seeing the biggest changes at the coast. Myrtle Beach is 7 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday. And overall, another beautifully sunny day, perfect for dog walking, biking. You can even head to the beach, but the water temperature has cooled off very quickly, so maybe not swimming. But regardless, it's going to feel great during the mid-afternoon. 75 for the beach and 78 for inland. Could see that expand a little bit when we get our new drought monitor on Thursday, but we haven't seen measurable rainfall all month, and we haven't seen it since Hurricane Helene at the end of September. So we should be at over 3 inches in North Myrtle Beach. Of course, we have 0 reported across the board. Florence did see a couple instances with some drizzle. It's just a trace. It's not technically measurable rainfall. It's less than 1/100th of an inch. So again, not much, but normally just below 2.5 inches month to date, and we are at 0 in Florence as well. Now for the year, we know that we are going to be a little bit of a surplus, mainly because of all of the tropical moisture we saw from Debbie, PTC 8, and also those wetter conditions with Hurricane Helene. So we do have a surplus still currently, despite no rainfall at all this month. North Myrtle Beach has seen over 43 inches of rain so far. That's 2.8 more than normal year to date. Florence has the most significant, a little bit less than North Myrtle Beach, but that's more abnormal at 5.2 inches above. And Lumberton is below 40 inches, but that's still 4 inches more than normal through this point in the year. And Oscar is dumping a lot of rain right now in eastern portions of Cuba. They're expected to deal with flash flooding and also mudslides. Right now, it's a tropical storm with winds of 50 miles per hour. It is eventually going to be turning more to the north, though, impacting the Bahamas for late tomorrow into the first part of Wednesday, and then eventually dissipating as it heads out to sea away from the United States.
Sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
Good morning and happy Monday. Thanks for waking up with us bright and early. And overall, the week is going to be full of more sunshine and warmer temperatures. There is going to be a couple of cold fronts that will move throughout the week. But overall, we're still about 4 days away from that. So expect warmer conditions each morning and each afternoon. Radar in satellite across the southeast looks good. There's a little bit of some light rain showers, a couple hundred miles offshore. But again, our viewing area and our portion of the Carolinas is looking great. Not expecting any rain. We haven't seen rain at all month of October so far. Temperatures right now nearly 60 degrees in Myrtle Beach. It's 10 degrees cooler in Florence, and we're in the mid 40s along the border belt. King Street, always the cool spot. 37 degrees there at the moment, so definitely some jacket weather there. Temperatures are 2 to 4 degrees warmer for the coast, the same for Marion and Conway compared to yesterday. And Florence is seeing the biggest difference, 4 degrees cooler right now for this morning. And if we're going biking early, again, some jackets, but by lunchtime already in the 70s, and the highs for today mid and even upper 70s for the PD.
They sported fake blood, torn clothing, snarling gestures, and that was really good, Hannah. You should get that on TV. And good old nightmarish family time together. The annual event is designed to raise donations for the Food Bank for All, which distributes food to those in need. And if you were in need of sprucing up your graveyard looks, there were facial artists on hand to make sure you looked really alive when plain old dead isn't socially acceptable. And paddlers dressed up in their Halloween best carved out pumpkins with all their might as part of the annual Pumpkin Regatta. Racers came from as far away as South Carolina and Massachusetts. The goal is not just to make it to the finish line first, but avoid taking on too much water. The West Coast Giant Pumpkin Regatta has been going on since 2004. Can you reenact what you were doing?
Like that zombies come to eat you.
I don't like zombies.
Zombies are fun.
Ah,
It's a little too real.
Thanks so much for watching.